Hello everyone and welcome back to Nightwind Archer. Last episode we had a really great time and we learned a few different things. First of all, as you can see on the top right, we have that the Morning Stone is a source of ritual power and that the Sea Vipers create storms with ritual magic. So these are two very interesting things, bits of lore in this area, happenings that are goings on. And we're going to deliver this information to Mistral. Somebody's getting attacked there by a shulk or thunderbug. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Mistral. We're here and we need to go over into this area and deliver this information and what we have learned. Hopefully we can help out the people that are here and solving these issues. Alright, so it looks like I'm getting close. Mistral discovered. There's the beautiful two moons up in the sky. Razum Dar.
This one has heard reports. You've kept busy. Good. You fit in now more than ever. How did things go?
I think it went pretty well. I put an end to the troubles that happened in Shattered Shoals and the Temple of Morning Springs.
Clearly, you were meant to help us out. Joan and Jode have a sense of humor, yes? And of course, Raz thinks discretion deserves a reward.
Absolutely.
Keep your wits about you, my new friend. Mistral's houses cast deep shadows, and vipers lurk in the grass.
What do you mean, the vipers in the tall grass?
Mistral is the jewel of the southern seas, a free port with trade ties to half of Tamriel. Ambassadors from the Dominion arrived weeks ago to negotiate its admission into the Alliance. Unfortunately, things have not gone smoothly.
Ah, okay. And why? What's happened?
Kenarthi's Roost has an old treaty with the Maormer. They claim the Dominion fleet intended to invade their home waters. It's a sticking point in the negotiations. The Silvenar could use some help. Find him, give him this token. He'll know you are a friend.
Okay, so I'll take Razum Dar's token.
Without Mistral's support, the Dominion will have precious little defense on its southern coasts. But we are not here to conquer anyone. The Silvenar knows this. He is in the Chancery, seeking a peaceful resolution here.
Interesting. So basically, the Aldmeri Dominion wants this island to help protect its southern coasts, but the negotiations aren't going well because the Sea Elves, or the Maormer, they're called, are being very combative and resistant to such influence from the Dominion. Right. So tell me more about this Dominion.
The High Elves, Wood Elves, and Khajiit stand united under the Eagle Banner. We secure our borders against invaders from the Covenant and Pact, but it is no easy task. And Queen Irene leads our Dominion, of course.
And who is this Silvenar you mentioned?
He is the voice and spirit of the Wood Elves. They say he was, and will be their greatest leader, whatever that means. This one knows him as an unrivaled diplomat. He is also the Dominion's best hope of resolving this matter peacefully.
I see. Okay, he's the spirit of the Wood Elves. And who are you, really?
Razum Dar is just a simple Khajiit. He seeks the best for all the people of Tamriel. Also, a saddle that won't pinch the tail. One day.
Alright, cool. Thank you, Razum Dar. But I think he's much more than just a simple Khajiit. And there's another level up.
They mix brews with moon sugar here. Yes, and in most Khajiiti ports. Now, let's think of a way out of this mess, shall we?
Some discussions happening here.
Is the Silvenar blind? Every one of these sea elves is a venomous serpent waiting to strike. We should have cleansed this place of Maormer scum the moment we arrived.
Dang it. Multiple people talking at once, that always sucks.
Don't worry, it is safely caged.
I want to talk to you.
Lorcan, take them all. Why did the Silvenar negotiate with these filthy Maormer?
You know, what do you have against the Maormer?
Those pirates are a stick in the High Elf eye. They capture our merchants' ships and raid our settlements. If I had any say, we'd negotiate with a sword at their throats.
I mean, I can't really fight against that because, I mean, from the first episode, we saw what they did to the people that had crashed on the shore. They used them as conduits to create hurricanes, so they're pretty brutal people. So I'm kind of not totally against what he's saying here. So you don't have any say in the negotiations?
Not as long as the Silvenar confuses diplomacy with capitulation. He's inside with the rest of them, pretending this won't end in bloodshed. Go, see this farce for yourself.
Okay. All right, let's see what's going on in there. Let's go in here. Okay, so we have some notes here. Just a few things that I suppose that the Silvenar would be in charge of. You know, little notes that are sent here by the populace, people in the general area. Rats in the crops. Headwoman Harrani, some of our homes were damaged in the storm, and a great many rats have set upon our crops. While we have the rats in hand, we would inquire as to when we might expect help. None of us at Windcatcher Plantation are skilled architects. While a few of us can make simple repairs, we cannot fix everything without help from Mistral. We will do what we can while we wait for your word. Ever your servant, Silat. Okay, so look, they need a little bit of help there. We have increased bandit activity as well. Headwoman Harrani. So it seems that Headwoman Harrani is sort of a go-between between the Silvenar and the people. While this one understands the guard is needed to help Mistral recover from the storm, cessation of regular patrols has led to increased bandit activity along the roads. One can hardly step away from one's stall without being accosted by ruffians. It is not bandits, it is harpies driven inland by heavy winds. If not harpies, scavengers mistaking our wares for flotsam washed up on this shore. Harpusa has contracted with a pair of mercenaries to help deal with these dangers, but not all of my kin are able to do so. When can we expect patrols to resume? Patiently awaiting your response, Harpusa, merchant. So it looks like Headwoman Harrani is basically saying, hey, these storms and everything, they've caused a lot of problems in our neighborhood and in the farms and things like that. There's a lot of little notes around here. Outdated Dominion broadsheet. Good citizens of Kenarthi's Roost. You've doubtless noted the presence of Thalmor representatives on your fair island. These Aldemer Dominion deputies herald your bright future. Rejoice, for the majestic Gold Fleet, pride of the Dominion Navy, shall soon arrive at the free port of Mistral for protracted revictualling. Oh, okay. I think that means supplying food. Innkeepers, empty your beds. Merchants, triple stock your stalls. Numerous Dominion soldiers will have gold to spend on their extended shore leave. Prosperity, security, unity. I wonder why that's outdated. Wardens of the Green. I think this might explain what the Silvenar is to the Wood Elf people. The hunter waits in the boughs, clad only in leaves and shadow. She breathes as the wind shifts and listens. Her quarry's fear grows thicker than the canopy. A glance, a turn, and it breaks cover. Her eyes open. Footsteps muffled as owl's wings beat softly through the green. Any other would lose the quarry to the vine-swept earth, yet the hunter does not waver. Over and through the forest goes the silent chase. Briefly, the hunter alights upon a branch. A quick pull from her water skin, and she is off once more. A stream bubbles through the wood, and the quarry stops to drink. Claw leaves scabbard, slick and shining. Teeth bare with anticipation, she leaps. A sirocco of splashes, claw meets neck. The quarry relents. A moment more would see crimson intrude upon the stream's mirth. She licks her lips. Not this one. At the stream's edge stands a simple Mer. In his silhouette stands every woodswoman, hunter, and guide, every jackspur, every tree thane and spinner. Every child and every elder stand with him, yet he stands alone. So basically, I think they're saying he's like the representative of their entire wood elf race. Her hunter's gaze meets his. She sees herself beside him, too. She blushes, and so does he. My Silvenar, she says at last. My green lady, he responds in turn. She lowers her claw and turns to the quarry. In stalking these woods, in keeping them free of terrors, I lose myself to the green. She helps the quarry to its feet. But I will always bring her back, says the Silvenar. You have nothing to fear from us, child of the forest. So long as there is the green, we walk where you walk. The Silvenar vanishes among the vines. The green lady leaps for the boughs. She watches the Bosmer trudge out of the stream and continue through the forest. But she smiles, for the Bosmer is no longer afraid. That's interesting. So, I guess that's like a tale. The Wardens of the Green, the Protectors of the Forest. I think that's pretty much the message there. We'll get back to that other book in a minute.
Your pardon, friend. The Dominion's arrival on Kenarthi's Roost has upset the locals. It falls on me to smooth the waters. Please, help yourself to food or drink. I'm happy to speak with you once this matter is settled.
I come to you with this token from Razum Dar, just to let you know that I am officially allied with him.
Most unexpected. It seems we have a mutual friend. May I ask, what brings you to Mistral?
Well, that's a long story. I landed actually on a ship on the coast, but anyway, that's beside the point. Our mutual friend, Razum Dar, thought you could use my help.
Then perhaps you can advise me on a small matter. The Maormer have a treaty with Kenarthi's Roost. This is nothing to fear. A treaty is something I can work with. Yet neither Ambassador Ulondil nor Headwoman Harrani will produce a copy.
They won't produce a copy of the treaty? Why not?
Indeed, why not? It would be indecorous to suggest the treaty is anything but actual and sound, yet I fear it won't present itself without a more active line of inquiry. Would you be my voice in this with Ambassador Ulondil and Headwoman Harrani?
So you want me to ask them for a copy of the treaty?
Exactly. A chorus of requests may succeed in carrying the tune. Harrani in particular seems eager to see this resolved, though I fear the Dominion presence binds her hands. But I'll leave you to it.
Okay. Alright, I'll try. Let's see if I can get a copy of this treaty. But, Khajiiti honorifics. Oh boy, this is kind of long. I'm gonna skip this one. Doesn't seem terribly relevant to the quest I'm on right now.
We upheld our treaty with the people of Kenarthi's Roost for generations, and this is how they repay our kindness? We will not allow high elf thieves to gain a foothold in our territorial waters.
So the Maormer claim Kenarthi's Roost.
By all rights, this is our island. Harrani's people occupy it with our blessing. If she breaks the treaty, so breaks our truce. We'll take back our island, and the Khajiit will pay the price.
Well, where is this treaty?
We keep a copy on an island far from here. I see no reason to send for it. I won't allow high elf wharf-rats another chance to take our rightful lands. Why don't you bother Harrani for her copy?
I mean, if you believe the treaty is in your favor, then wouldn't it be in your best interest to produce that copy so that we can all verify that you're correct? I don't understand, but I'll talk to her.
It's hard to keep track of the new faces since the hurricane, but I don't believe we've met. Welcome to Mistral. May your stay here be full of warm winds and soft sand.
Soft sand indeed. Well, the Silvenar wants to see your copy of the treaty.
And I told him. The mere act of doing so would complicate matters with our longtime Maormer allies. They take great offense to the Dominion's claims upon our island.
Okay, well, why did you sign a treaty with the Maormer?
Look around you. What great armies do you see? Our survival depends on knowing when to fight and when to please. The treaty brought us prosperity for generations. I will not be the one to break it.
Okay, so the treaty brought us prosperity. Seems like the way you're saying this is that you really had no choice but to sign it because you don't have any way to defend yourself. So you signed this treaty out of protection for the people of Kenarthi's Roost. Okay, that's interesting.
Any luck securing a copy of the treaty?
Well, they both refused to provide a copy.
Then there's little chance for compromise. I'll call a break in formal talks until everyone calms their nerves. You understand the stakes, yes? It's why I ask you to take a more active role in locating the treaty. I don't do so lightly.
What do you mean?
I can't allow the Dominion's first act on Kenarthi's Roost to be one of conquest.
Right.
I understand our mutual friend prefers the rum served at a nearby tavern. Perhaps he would have ideas on securing a copy of the treaty.
All right, well, I have a few questions for you. What is your opinion of the Aldmeri Dominion?
A freshly grown fruit, still without blemish. On behalf of the Bosmer people, it's my goal to keep it that way. If you speak with the Green Lady, don't mistake her manner as distaste for the Dominion. She simply misses our home of Valenwood.
I see. And who is this Green Lady?
She sustains me, and I her. Together, we are the aspirations of the Bosmer people given form. Put simply, she is the love of my life. Also, she grows ill-humoured when I gush about her within earshot. I'd best say no more.
Okay, so they're kind of like the representation of the entire Bosmer spirit. That's what it kind of sounds like. So, is the Silvenar your real name?
It's a name, a title, and our holy city. Quite an honour to carry around such an important word, and the occasional burden in its confusion of outsiders. Not even the Green Lady calls me by my given name. Edelorn doesn't roll off the tongue, I suppose.
Edelorn is his real name. Gotcha. And how long have you held this position?
As Silvenar. Seems like it's been such a short while, but the wrinkles on my face tell me differently. Or did you mean as Dominion Envoy? I've taken on diplomatic tasks for our fledgling alliance since its inception, so not very long at all.
I see. Okay. All right. So this Silvenar is sort of the Aldmeri Dominion representative, which, you know, it's a good choice to pick him by the Aldmeri Dominion because he seems like a very peace-loving, peacekeeping type of person, which is a good thing. You know, as he said, he doesn't want the first interaction of the Aldmeri Dominion with Kenarthi's Roost to be one of conquest. And this is Harrani, the representative of Kenarthi's Roost, the island we're on. And this is the Maormer. We need to find out more about this treaty and see what this treaty really says, because I don't understand why they wouldn't provide their own copies of, you know, the treaty, because you would think it would be helpful in resolving the situation. And if the Maormer believe that the copy, it would, you know, if the copy is in their favor, then why wouldn't they provide it? Something's fishy going on. I don't know exactly what it is, but something's going on. All right. Basic provisioning guide, yep. All right, Razum Dar.
You think this one drinks on the job? Good. Then so will everyone else. What is the word, my new friend?
Well, the Silvenar needs to see the treaty, but no one is willing to provide a copy.
Ulondil certainly won't. His viper tongue is sharp. But Harrani can't because her copy was stolen. It only takes 3 drinks to loosen the tongue of the Chancery clerk, if you were curious.
Her copy was stolen. Why didn't you just tell me that? Who stole Harrani's copy of the treaty?
A good question. Raz answers it with an interesting bit of trivia. Ulondil posted a guard at his quarters the day of the theft. His subtlety is rivaled only by his pleasant personality. Oh, and it's 5 drinks for embassy staff. 6 puts them out.
Ah, okay. So that's suspicious. Are you certain that Ulondil has the stolen treaty?
Someone needs to slip into Maormer embassy, find a way past the guard, and rifle through Ulondil's private quarters. Oh, and do it without bloodshed that could provoke war with the Maormer. In case he was not clear, Raz is talking about you.
Well, why exactly me?
The pragmatist in this one says it's because you have no firm connection to the Dominion. The optimist says it's because you have proven yourself more than capable already. When you have the treaty, meet both of us at the bridge.
Alright, fine. Okay, so I'm a neutral party apparently. So... But this is a fetch task, which could be done by anyone. Doesn't necessarily require a neutral party. Regardless of whether... Well, unless it does prevent tampering, I guess, because... Oh, there's a sky shard in this area. Hey. Okay, fine. I'm just coming to the embassy to visit. This is the Elf Maormer embassy.
Ambassador Ulondil isn't here. And if he was, he'd be far too busy to entertain the likes of you.
Warm and welcoming, I see. Thank you very much.
Are you lost? Ambassador Ulondil's quarters aren't open for visitors.
Okay, if this is just his bedroom, what are you guarding?
None of your business. Go bother the clerk. He doesn't know when to shut up either.
Well, I wonder if there's a way to distract him away from that door. What is this? My dearest beautiful Zali, I saw you by the water again. The sun made your silver fur light up like it was a bright day. Oh gosh, this guy's in love. I would have stood there forever, but I stand a lot guarding the embassy, so I left. You should visit the embassy to see how important I am. We could eat at dinner together. You know who. Okay, so I think that he wrote this for someone that he loves. If that's the case, then I should be able to write a fake letter. I could use servant's clothing. Who is this?
Floors that don't sway, sand that creeps into boots, bugs the size of anchors. May the gods see me posted to a proper ship.
And who is that guard upstairs? Well, actually, why is he upstairs?
So, he's actually doing his job? Most of the time he's writing love letters to some pretty face in town.
I saw...
Zadi or Zami or something. He's a fool in a crow's nest, searching the horizon for any sign of her love.
Okay. Alright, let's see if I can cook up something here. Alright, you spot a blank paper on this scribe's desk. The nearby inkwell has a vaguely fishy smell. Yeah, fish oil. Forge a letter to the guard from his secret lover. Oh boy. It's a little bit underhanded, but could work. Let's see. Let's just read it. What did that actually say? Sweet Maormer prince, my cheeks grow warm thinking of you. Oh god. But our love cannot be. I'll wait where you saw me last. Hurry before I change my mind. Zali. Okay. Let's hope she's keeping it PG there.
Are you lost? Ambassador Ulondil's quarters aren't open for visitors.
Well, I just happen to have seen this letter that it's arrived for you.
What? Give it here. She wants to meet me. Now, out of my way.
What a dunce. Alright. I can get in here and see if I can find this stolen copy. Is this it? Ah, here it is, the Treaty of Kenarthi's Roost. Whereas the citizens and leadership of the sovereign island of Kenarthi's Roost recognized the capability of Maormer enforcement squadrons for acute destruction and wish to establish a peaceful and fiscally advantageous accord. Yeah, so they're kind of, you know, signing this at gunpoint, it sounds like. Whereas both parties acknowledge that the creation of terms for a mutually beneficial treaty is desirable and necessary, and that the involvement of outside military or political bodies would be materially detrimental to both the Maormer interests and the trade profitability of Mistral. Under the auspices of the illustrious and wise King Orgnum, voice of the free Maormer people, commander of 12,001 mighty ships, faithful and bold representative of the mighty of the Maormer and under those of the lesser peoples of Kenarthi's Roost, the two parties shall henceforth abide by the terms agreed to and set forth in the articles of this treaty. Okay, Article 1. An embassy shall be prominently established in the port city of Mistral to accommodate a Maormer ambassador and associated retinue. Costs shall be afforded by the people of Kenarthi's Roost, who agree to supply a personal staff of no less than 15 servants. Oh my gosh. Finely woven tapestries depicting the generous and wise Maormer people, personalized and embroidered cotton bedding, and a stock of local and imported liquors. That sounds unnecessary. Article 2. All individuals and organizations wishing to engage in commerce via the port city of Mistral must henceforth be registered and obtain official rights of passage. Registration fees are to be determined by the ambassador on a ship-by-ship basis. Those who refuse such fees will be treated as enemy agents and are subject to confiscation of materials and imprisonment under the auspices of Maormer law. Okay, Maormer leadership reserves the right to inspect any vessel in the port and surrounding waters for any reason and to confiscate any goods considered contraband. Okay, so far, looks like the Maormer is correct that they have the ability to, as it said here, organizations wishing to engage in commerce must be registered with the Maormer people. And then Maormer enforcement squadrons shall not perpetrate unprovoked acts of aggression towards merchant ships in or around the port city of Mistral, and likewise shall not interfere with approved trade affairs. Okay. Any current prisoners of the two signatories shall be released immediately upon the signing of this treaty. Okay, so they're releasing prisoners to each other, the Maormer and Kenarthi people. Said squadrons shall act in self-defense and under reasonable suspicion of activities of enemy agents. As recognition for Maormer non-interference, 15% of all registry fees and excises shall be rendered unto the embassy on the 15th of every month. So, for us to basically not attack, you got to give us a 15% tax. And then Article 4, a joint holiday shall be established to commemorate this signing on today's date. Such holiday shall be afforded at the expense of the people of Mistral to demonstrate peace between the parties and adherence to the treaty. This celebration shall be named Serpent's Glory, and on this day, Maormer dignitaries and selected men and others of note shall be invited to the island of Kenarthi's Roost for feasting, music, and revelry in the party's common success and accord. Okay. Article 4, Addendum 1. Attendance of general festivities during Serpent's Glory is permitted to residents of the port city of Mistral through feast participation shall be limited to Maormer invitees. Are you kidding me? the mayor of Kenarthi's Roost, and no more than 3 guests? Are you kidding me? So that everybody can join, but the only people that can eat. Wait, it says, festivities during the Serpent's Glory is permitted to residents of the Port City of Mistral, though feast participation. You can't eat the feast unless you're a Maormer, Kenarthi's Roost mayor, no more than 3 guests selected by the mayor and approved by the ambassador. Wow. Foodstuffs shall be prepared by Maormer chefs, music performed by Maormer minstrels, and under no circumstances shall the repugnant dish sugared cuttlefish be served. Wow, this is so one-sided. All right, Article 5. The ambassador and the people of Kenarthi's Roost agree to review the terms, negotiate any necessary agenda, and reaffirm their mutual commitment to a lasting and profitable peace on a bicentennial basis, or decennial, so every decade. So every 10 years, they've got to agree to the terms. Okay, so it sounds like that's in favor of the Maormer people, but it does need to be accepted every 10 years. It has to be revisited or it goes out of
Don't cause trouble.
out of effect. It no longer becomes effective after 10 years, but unless they agree to the terms again. Okay, so at least I have a copy. It did, as you could tell from that, the Maormer people are the sea elf people of this island here. They have really taken advantage of the people that live here.
The spring in your step. Did you know a sense of accomplishment can alter one's stride? You'll learn to notice it in others.
Indeed. Well, here's the treaty.
The Silvenar is certainly being watched by the Maormer. You should inform him the treaty is safe. He will know what to do next.
All right, I'll tell him.
The Silvenar and the Green Lady are being put up in the armorer's home. This one recommends you knock before entering. Green Lady gets jumpy at silent approach.
Okay, well, do you think that having the treaty will help?
At a quick glance, there are holes in the treaty. When the Silvenar worries at them, he'll tear a hole in the Maormer side. The treaty, of course. Not Ambassador Ulondil, though that would be funny.
There's holes in the treaty. I want to know more about these holes. But it has been quite a long episode already, so I think I'm going to end it here. Well, we've learned a lot about the Maormer people and the power dynamic between the Maormer and the people of Kenarthi's Roost. And just for context, just so you know, this is all of Tamriel here, this giant map. And the island I am on is this tiny little island right here. You can barely see it. In fact, it's kind of covered up. But, yeah, right here is where Kenarthi's Roost is, and this is all the rest of Tamriel. So if we come back, this is Tylee Island out here. Very amazing dynamic between these two people, and it's been very interesting. I finally got a copy. Next, I need to talk to the Silvenar and the Green Lady and present them with this copy that I have found, and I'm curious to learn more about the holes in the treaty that there potentially may be, and I'm curious to see where this leads. Thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying the Let's Play / roleplay, and yeah, I will see you all next time.